bunnies, welcome and welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to do an aesthetic tocaboca thumbnail. Let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to open a house. Make sure it has 4 rooms, and then you're going to put one of the rooms green, and then after that you're going to go ahead and take your character to it. Now this is when you're going to want to get ready to take a screenshot of your tocaboca character. Then you're going to want to add a little emoji on your character if you want. And then now you're going to hold your character up on the green screen wall, and then you're going to take a screenshot of her or him. Now that we finished our screenshot, we're going to go ahead and open Ibis Paint. Now that we've opened Ibis Paint, we're going to go ahead and want to remove the background off our character. Then we're going to add some shading. I like to shade everywhere. And then after that, you're going to click on the magic wand tool. And then you're going to go to FX, click on noise, and then you're going to highlight the hair. And then after that, once you do that, it'll look like little light specks around your hair. Then you're going to shade the hair in, and then you're going to add some little light circles. I like to do that using the dip pen hard and add some sparkles. And then after that, what I do is I add some little like glossy things. They look like exclamation marks, and they add some kind of like, I guess, dimension to it, and I really like that. Then after that, you're gonna add some blush. I added some blush to my character right here. I added like a cherry red, I don't know what to call it, and then I highlighted the blush. Then I added some eyelashes, and then I added some little like sparkles on the side of the eyes. And then you're gonna add some little like props if you want. I added some plants, and then I added some like Hello Kitty themed stuff. Then after that, you're gonna add a background. You're gonna blur the background. You're gonna add a stroke and a drop shadow. It adds some like dimension to the character and stuff. And then after that, once you do that, I like to shade in the little props that I put in. I like to shade in the plant, shade in the pom-pom purin, little donut, and then the cinnamon roll onigiri. And then I shaded in all the props. Then after that, I saved the image. Okay guys, so now that we've finished in Ibis Paint, we're gonna go to Picsart. What you're gonna do is you're gonna click on the plus, and then after that, you're gonna go ahead and then you are going to click on the thumbnail that you just made. It should pop up at the top, and then after that, what you're gonna do is you are going to press the little button at the bottom with a sticker, and then you are going to search up Pearl Heart overlay, or you can just search up whatever overlay you like. I like to put in a Pearl Heart, and then after that, what I like to do is I like to just adjust it to my liking. So I made it smaller and I stretched it out a little bit. I just added my little adjustments, and then yeah. And after that, I added a shadow, and then I adjusted the settings to my liking. And then I did adjust the settings a little bit more before I figured out that I got like the perfect settings. So then after that, I moved it up a little bit, and I moved it down, and I moved it from side to side just to get like that perfect shadow angle and stuff. And then once I did, I just added some like movement adjustments to the little pearl heart, and then I made it a little bit bigger. And then after that, I clicked on brushes category, And then I added some like little, I guess like specks of light, you can call it. And it looked really nice, but I decided to add some like little light flickers before, but I realized that I didn't like how it looked. So then that's when I just decided on the little light flickers, but I did add a little rainbow and I didn't really think that looked good as well. So I just decided on the little light flickers. And I made the brush a little bit smaller because I don't want the light flickers to be that big. And then after that I just added them. So I added some like big circles and stuff to each corner, and I feel like it makes it like pop out more and stuff. And then I added some colorful ones. These ones I really like. And then after that I added some little smaller ones, and I really like these ones as well. So then after that I just decided to save my little drawing that I made in Picsart, and now we're gonna move on to the next step. Okay, so after you're done in Picsart, you are going to go to Phonto, and then after that you're just gonna add some text to your thumbnail. As you can see, I'm already editing my text, but I added a white stroke and I added a shadow, and then I made my adjustments. And then after that I clicked on done, and then I curved it a little bit, and then after that I made the size smaller, and I made it like a little bit bigger too, because you don't want to make it too small or too big. And then after that I just added some more text. I added the word tutorial, and of course I added a stroke, and of course I added a shadow too. But before I did that, I adjusted the size because of course I don't want it to be too big but too small. And yeah. And of course, I added another text. Basically, all I'm doing here is just adding some text, adding a stroke, adding a shadow, and then repeating it. So you can do that too. You can add however much text you want to add. I did, well, a lot, because for my thumbnail, I wanted to add like what it is, like a tocaboca life world thumbnail tutorial. And yeah, so you can do the same thing too, because it will make your thumbnails like eye-catching. So like, for example, if you're doing a tocaboca roleplay that is your family going to, I don't know, maybe like Hawaii or something, you have to make sure that the thumbnail has text that says that, because then it will make it, yeah, as I said, more eye-catching and stuff. And you don't want to, like, I guess, mislead your viewers by adding a title that says going to Hawaii, and yeah, your thumbnail doesn't say that, but your video does. Well, yeah. And then, of course, I did add some more text. I added the words voice because if your thumbnail is voiced, then if your video is voiced, then you want it to like show that it has voiced. And then of course I added some emojis. I added the little microphone emoji, and I lowered it because, as you can see, it's kind of sticking out the thumbnail, and you don't want your text or emojis to stick out of the thumbnail, because then it won't really look good, like it will cut off and stuff, and yeah, as I said, it won't look good. And I moved some of my emojis down. Wait, no, I moved the microphone emoji down, sorry. I don't know why I'm making so much mistakes. Yeah. And then I moved that too. And then I added some of these little like wavy lines beside my text. I just feel like it makes it look like more I don't know how to call it, but it basically just like looks more aesthetic, and I really like that. If you're wondering what I use to get the wavy line, I use the font called Shoreline Script. It's a really nice and aesthetic font. It's really like good if you want to add some cursive in your thumbnail, because it is a really good one for cursive, and it of course has those little wavy lines I'm talking about. And then after I added those wavy lines, I added some of the stars from Starborn, which if you want to know how to get those stars, basically just click on the A from Starborn and it will have the stars. So then after that, I added some emojis. I added some shadows to them. And then I added a couple more stars, and I just like moved some of the emojis a little bit. You don't want to add your emojis to like overlay on this thing, because then it won't really look that good. And then now you're going to go ahead and save your image. Once you finish, make sure you save it as a JPEG. And then now when you click OK, it'll click Save Successfully. Yay! Now once you finish in Picsart, you're going to go to Wink and click on Quality Enhancer. Click on the Try Now button, and then after that, it'll take you to the select 1 to 20 videos or images. Your thumbnail should be at the top, and then you're gonna click on Start. After that, you're gonna click on Ultra HD. It's gonna load, and then once it's finished loading, it'll show you the before and after results. I really like Wink because it makes my thumbnail so much clearer. Then you're gonna click on Save, and then it will save to your phone or iPad or computer. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope that this thumbnail tutorial helped. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow for more. This is my first video, so I really appreciate it. Remember, you are loved. Bye!